point of view, right? In this case, we saw very clearly what happened. I think the other thing is due to the fact that everyone was at home,
Yeah, it means like the live
during
stream
this time
starting just
period
means a
in relation
second.
to the coronavirus, you couldn't avoid it,
Yeah.
right? It was on
I'm
every
on
television station, it was on every social media platform. Everywhere you turn, you were constantly hit upside the head with this message. You see in the interaction that this man did nothing to deserve what happened.
That's right. I think so well said, because if you think about it, in the grand scheme of things, it wasn't worth it, and he didn't have to lose his life. I think that you touched on something that a lot of people talk about, and that is now defunding the police. That has been such a huge conversation, but there's so many misconceptions around defunding and dismantling. If you will, educate the audience.
All right, so most people, when they hear the term defund,
no, I don't mean that. I mean, like, are you on my?
They're going to take away our police department. Nothing could be further from the point. Defunding the police means that in certain communities, even Houston, take for example, we had over $1 billion allocated to our police force.
Are you going to watch it with
Now, what
me?
is that money being used for? Some of that money tends to be allocated towards riot shields, right?
I don't know why it keeps going to my.
That's only used against the people that fund this budget. Right, so why would the people want to supply the police with the means to oppress them? If the police are concerned about the situations in certain communities with a higher crime rate, well, higher crime rates tend to happen in communities where there's not employment opportunities, right? There's not a lot of social services, and people are going to do what they need to do to take care of themselves and their families. When the community has more opportunities for employment, more opportunities for upward mobility, then they tend to be a less of a strain on the government. They tend to have a lower crime rate. And because of that, we'll have less.
I have like a comfortable position. You know the position that all the like famous people use.
So many different things.
It makes it like really comfortable on the PC. I'm gonna go back a little. I think I feel like I'll see better.
Well, right now, obviously, being a part of More Than a Vote is essential. We're dealing with primaries in this country right now, and we just want to educate people. We want to inform people because people are tired. They're angry, they're concerned, and they want information and they want action. And so we want to make sure that we give them the right information and lead them in the right direction. And we thank the people that do not look like us for standing with us right now, because it's very important that people who aren't black be involved, because if black people could have gotten rid of racism, we would have done it hundreds of years ago. And so I'm trying to use my voice and my platform just to let people know that if they feel like I do, there's a number of places they can go to enact change in their community. People need to know about how their city council runs. They need to know that they have the ability to speak when city council meets, to let them know that that's not the way that they feel their city needs to be run. Those are not the places that they feel the money of their community.
This is the default I've been playing with the whole time.
And Bubby, even a step further,
this is my homie boy right here. I've been playing with him the whole time.
In their local community, they can run for positions. Like, people act like they leave it up to somebody else. If you're upset, it's not hard to get on the school board. It's not hard to be a part of the city council. It really isn't. And depending on how small your town is, you can be a mayor. It's the power is with the people, and we need to just
watching
know
the show. You can see this.
Absolutely, and it's always been with the people.
All the little kids.
You look at Trayvon Martin's mother, Sabrina Fulton, right? She felt that there was a system of racism and a system of oppression that led to her son's death. And so what did she do? She ran for city council, and she was elected city council. Our own former president, 44, Barack Obama, right, started in the community as an activist, ran for an elected position, became senator, ran for another elected position, and became president of the United States. So don't think that you can't make a difference. You know what I'm saying? You don't need a lot of money. You don't need a lot of power. Your voice is enough to make a difference.
Amen. I feel like I need to go out and run for something. You gave me a rousing speech there, sir.
How do I go into the...
I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you this.
Yes, we're not going on. What does that mean? Oh, I forgot I have those two buttons on the back.
I have to ask you, as a black man,
now we watch it like this.
Are you okay?
Hey!
I'm good. I'm good. I have a very strong relationship with God, so prayer definitely works for me. I have children and grandchildren who are watching me, who are encouraged by what I do, and they're proud of me right now, you know, and that's really what matters, you know. The change starts at home, you know, so as long as you have a support system that believes in what you're doing and supports you in what you're doing, you have everything you need to go out there
and now we watch it like this.
And for those that don't, there's a community of people here to help you. So you can go to places like morethanavote.org. There are many different places that will encourage you, inform you, and they will put you with groups of people that feel like you, that are ready to take action. So no one has to go about this alone if they want to do it.
But
Yeah.
what?
We're stronger together. People have been saying it, but it has much more meaning now that we are in our movement, not just this moment.
Good girl, post on my Instagram. Yeah,
Keep up the good fight.
Black Lives Matter. Kentucky slashes.
Yeah, la.
Like, I'm not saying anything, but like, for the little kids, they don't really understand what's happening right now, you know?
It's imperative that we speak with her. You know her as Molly on the huge, successful show Insecure, HBO's
You
Insecure.
saw that too!
She also has a comedy special highlighting her Nigerian roots, and she's an amazing
you look like he was like 12 or 13.
Let's welcome in Yvonne Orgy, everyone. You have such a beautiful way of making things funny, giving us our medicine with some candy. Right?
I know.
The humor and the healing.
Stop
you bring all of that to your space. And right now, as you look across this country and how everyone's so upset and so broke. If it's not social injustice, it's the pandemic, it's depression, it's unemployment.
So here, watch my screen real quick. They're made to go in the water.
I'm rediscovering self in a way that
I'm gonna try to be
that is hard but necessary, that will lead to ultimate joy. I know it sounds like a lot.
I'm gonna go up there.
No, I think I personally think that God put all of us on a global timeout.
I'm gonna try again.
We just, America hasn't done as good as other people when it comes to timeouts, because everyone else is out playing at recess, and we're still in the principal's office hoping and wishing we can come out. But I think that if we settle into the timeout and really learn the lesson that we're supposed to learn from this season, I think we'll emerge better. We'll learn how to play well with others.
No, I missed it again.
In more ways than one.
I think I gotta go to
and so
controller
personally,
to make
for me, I'm taking this time to learn me in a new way. I feel like I'm being ushered into a new season, and I'm getting still. Sometimes the busy confounds the work that we're supposed to actually be doing. We're busy doing other stuff, but we got work that we need to do on the inside. And I'm leaning into it. I'm like, dang, I thought I was gonna be able to rest like everybody else. And you guys like, no, we got one.
You know what? And I think that's what everybody is saying about 2020. It's demanding that we be better. And you said it's a global.
Yeah, they're really like this.
What do you mean by that?
Scissors
yeah,
drop
it's like,
off.
Everyone sit down, be humble. To quote the great prophet Kendrick Lamar. But seriously, sit down and let's reevaluate some things. Let us unearth and shake up the things that we have been trying to hide within ourselves, within our nation. I think America is going through an unraveling right now, a much needed, a much necessary one, and I think all eyes on us, right? There is no, I was on the subway for an hour, so I didn't miss that thing that happened. No, everybody was home. Everybody, was watching when George Floyd died, and no one could hide it. Everyone was watching when Amy Cooper called the cops. Like, this is a time where it's like, we can't pretend it away. We can't excuse it away. No. It's a global timeout. Sit down, watch, and let's learn.
Just look at my screen
right now. Hey, we were going business as usual, but it ain't usual no more. Like that.
We're having fun in the events. You see what I'm doing? You can see my event perfect, right?
Very uncomfortable. And so right now we're sitting with the we're getting comfortable with the uncomfortable.
The minorities, we've been comfortable with being.
I could zoom in. What the heck?
That to me explains just the existence for whatever we want to do, how we break into our careers, how we live our lives, how we find ourselves one of the few or one of the first. And that's a lonely road. When you look, when you talk about this global timeout, everybody had to pay attention to Amy Cooper. Everyone had to pay attention to George Floyd. How is that helping us as a people, as a country during our global timeout?
I think, one, we're not minorities, Carrie. You already know it. It's like these labels that they put on us. It's like the same way of saying like black on black violence.
Everyone's probably so mad at me right now.
There's no white on white violence. It's branding.
Yeah,
right. It's all branding.
You're right.
It's like white people kill white people every single day. So no, there is no black on black violence. And if you say black on black violence, well then let's brand white on white violence. Like, I watched Investigation Discovery. Ain't too many of us been featured. so I just even like to answer your question, what does that do? I think what everyone expected is what
there's still 15 more minutes till this thing stops.
right? In that, okay, you had everyone from Trayvon Martin to Castillo to Sandra Bland. You had all of these lives lost.
Graphics are really good.
And
on my
black people made some noise. You know, we rioted. We got out in the streets. We started the Black Lives Matter movement. All of those things. And then white people kind of just like, oh, let's give them something. And then it's just like, is it over? It's like Oscar is so black. Okay, good.
Yeah, I'm trying to do it on. I can easily do it on control. I'm just trying to get better at my movement on PC.
You know, and it's just like, oh no. This is not about like a Band-Aid. It's like, yo, we might have to amputate the leg a little bit, but it's all right because by amputating the leg, we're gonna save the body. And so I think that's what's happening now. Like, America is realizing, like, oh, black people aren't just making a little bit of noise. Like, the protests are still out. The conversations are still being had. The change is still being demanded. And I think they're seeing, oh, this is not going no way. And no, it's not, because we need systematic change.
What a beautiful way to explore what is happening and describe our country.
This is kind of like racist in a way.
Save the body. That's what's happening.
Because like they keep talking about like, oh, white people want to get in on this.
And I have to ask you this, because the way that we do that, we use our voice, and our voice right now in this
not that
world,
I'm saying
in this country,
anything,
is our vote. And everyone talks about voting and how important it is, but I feel like more than ever we understand that it's not just about voting every 4 years for the man in office. It's about your local elections. It's about the mayor. It is about the district attorney, the people who have the power to bring charges against police if police brutality is an issue in your community.
Down that water?
If you care about your school district, you can run for the school board. I ask this of you, right? Your parents are from Nigeria.
Oh yeah, I'm like in the water right now.
You talk about that very lovingly. What is voting mean?
Well, I'm at the water too. I'm so far away. I'm not.
No, that's a hybrid. There's somebody just as far as you on my screen.
I'm watching my own show, really. How do I get back?
It's a big deal. It's a big deal because we have the opportunity to be in this country, but now we can be of the country. We can be of the rules.
This is starting to get boring.
What it actually affords. But I think going back to your earlier,
I think you get a free emote. I think you get a free emote.
We are done a disservice either in schools or whatever it is.
Oh, that's just a waste of time.
This would be a phenomenal job, but for some reason we do not.
Google post on my Instagram.
This child of mine, I do love them, but hey.
Ghetto ass. I know, cause they messed it up. Fortnite dancing videos are not content. Should I go live on TikTok?
We talk about every 4 years.
Your choice. I mean, you can go live.
Yeah.
We actually can vote about.
Yeah, you probably should. You should.
It's like small things like that, but they make a big difference.
And then whoever joins, I'm gonna just tell them to go on my stream.
What is it?
Huh?
Whoever joins, I'm gonna tell them to get on my stream. You know, get on my level.
Get on my level. Get on my level.
I'm about to go live. Google. I'm live. You probably get the notification that I'm live if you have your TikTok notice on. Oh my god. Oh, I just ended the live somehow. Google post on my.
Black person has to endure in a day. So in a day, you need to get to work. If something happens to your car, something happens to your child care, there's so many factors along the way that can send you into a
I'm just take off my earphones.
As an American. And then you add on as a person of color. If you're just trying to get to vote and you already have to go through all of these hurdles and hoops in your everyday life, imagine the one day when your voice really is supposed to matter the most in this country, but then you also see all the times that you tried to have your voice matter and then it's been shut down, repressed, told it doesn't matter. And then you're kind of like, what's the point?
How do we keep?
It's not my controller, that's my keyboard. I wish my controller could do those moves.
If I'm watching this right now,
no one's gonna watch my live. I don't know why.
How do we as a people stay hopeful? How do we believe in the promise that these quote unquote forefathers have given us?
Because the longer no one will come. Well, the longer it'll go.
like hope is infused in our DNA. Like you know what I'm saying? Like if we hadn't been broken now,
that one girl sip is gonna join. Then it's not gonna be the boys.
Give it to me. Give it to me. Colonization. Through segregation, through, you know, I mean, look, the history of black people in this country is, at one point, we were 3/5 people.
Give me
that was a written law. And look at us now. We are whole. We are black girl magic. We are black boy joy. We are, you know what I'm saying? What I think about in terms of giving us hope, right? We're making a lot of people nervous right now, Carrie. We're making a lot of people nervous. They're like, dang, we put all these obstacles in their way.
Oh, yes.
Jokers are resilient. But that should give us
they taught us like, oh yeah, racism is over.
I mean, I went to the
but like, I even believed it. And then like, you know, like the internet just shows like everything. Like let's be honest. Like on
to that end. Because you led me directly
like,
there.
In the future, will I have to learn that, like, Abraham Lincoln signed the Declaration of Independence when, like, you know, schools could be teaching us how to, like, do jobs in general or, like, work or, you know, how to make money, how to start a business, stuff like that. Like, actual important stuff.
Activism, I think the beauty of
I bet when I'm older, I didn't need to know that George Washington did this or did that, you know what I mean?
You're going to have the people on the front lines. Like, you know what? Martin Luther King marched, but there were a lot of women who were in the homes like, hey, BT Dubs, when they come back, this is how we support all the people who are marching on the front lines. And we're going to be here doing what we know to do best here. And you know what? Somebody needs to bail them out of jail. So that we need to now getting money or whatever it is. So it's like everybody has a position to play. And so play your position like a shortstop, bro. So whoever you are and whatever you do, play your position. So activists could look like, you know what, I'm not the one that's built to be on the front line, but you know what, my pockets go deep, so I'm gonna support the people on the front line. You know, I'm a comedian. Black joy is a form of activism.
There's always a call for entertainers or celebrities that have the platform to do something. Why aren't you speaking out? I'm not a believer in thinking that it's mandatory. Like you said, everyone can be an activist and be activated in different ways. But talk to me about the connection. Talk to me about the marginalization in your world. How you feel like it even inspires you to say more.
I'm live streaming right now on just search on my channel. Here, let me put in the
beneath the surface of what we do, like Niecy Nash says, it's the who, right? The who is the person who's going to be like, hey, let me call this out. Either blind racism, in terms of overt racism, in terms of ways that we can be better, in terms of ways that we can actually be more uplifting to the community that we don't even, you may not even realize that you're serving.
Before I let you go, talk to me about the urgency, in your opinion, for people to vote, our people to get out and vote this coming election.
Yeah, I mean, guys, if you think you're tired now, I'm telling you right now, we cannot take this sitting down. We can't take this jokingly. I understand that it may be hard to figure out who to vote for, but at the end of the day, we gotta vote for our families. We gotta vote for our legacies. We gotta vote for continued progress. We have to vote for upward mobility.
Yo, my iPhone
we have to vote for equality in a way that is long lasting. And if we succeeded before, we can do it again. You talk about the whole, this is the time. This is not the time to give up. This is not the time to pretend a way that we haven't made progress. We have. There's still much more to be done. And you know what? We might have to get to a point where we pass the baton to our children and our children's children. But we still have work to do now for that generation.
Bye, Orgy. You are everything. You are Molly, but you are not Molly. But I love you so much as Molly on HBO's Insecure. You are an amazing podcaster, Jesus and Jola. Shout out to Lovey. And then we also have movies. Like you, The World, you're a model, a cover model. Also, wait, don't let me forget your hugely successful stand-up comedy special on HBO. Girl, you're doing it all. And I am so grateful. You are truly the dream, not just the American dream. You're the black girl, brown girl, do it all dream, the immigrant dream, everything. You're a beautiful,
okay, there's
beautiful.
5 more minutes left.
I really mean that from the bottom of my heart. Yvonne Orgy, ladies and gentlemen, nothing but the best and excellence personified. Thank you so much, my friend.
I love you so much, Mama. Mwah.
What's the time?
Yeah, la.
So Atlanta has been one of the hotbeds in terms of political unrest and social injustice. We've seen so much happen in that city, and we've also seen so much come from that city, including one of our very own founding fathers of the civil rights movement, and that's Martin Luther King Jr. But right now, we want to welcome in someone who has used his platform to talk about voting, to talk about racial injustice, and how he's trying to help. Atlanta's very own Russ joins us now on We the People. Russ, I'm not going to fan out and tell you what some of my favorite songs were that I listened to repeat on yours. We're going to get to the topic at hand. So we got to talk about, recently you did an interview where you shared your outlook on culture and music. And you also were very candid about the fact that you have a privilege and that it's necessary for you to give back. Tell everybody about what that means.
Like, it's very obvious I'm white and I'm in Black culture and I'm benefiting financially off of it. So I feel like if you're a white person financially benefiting off of Black culture, you have to put finances back into Black culture. It's just that simple. The screenshots with your feelings, it just comes off like fake empathy, because it comes off very dismissive and very oh, that sucks for y'all. But anyway, back to what I was doing.
Have you felt that way always, or is it now
because
of the time where we are in this country?
I've always had the feeling. I think now it's just obviously elevated. It's a new level, and there's new, it's to the point now where you can't, first of all, you can't not say anything. Second of all, though, I just think saying something isn't enough anymore. I think, if you have the ability to put money back into a culture that you're financially benefiting from, have the ability to, you should.
It's interesting that you talk about it in that way, because some people do believe that silence is the best way to go, because it's hard to talk race, especially if you're white and you're in the Black culture. People just feel as if they can't talk about it. They feel awkward. They feel as if they don't have the privilege or the voice or the words. How do you find yourself right now in terms of interacting with people when they want to talk to you about social injustice, police brutality? What's going on in this country right now?
Well, first of all, picking and choosing whether you want to be silent or not about race, that's a privilege in and of itself. But no, I mean, I try to just do my best to listen to the Black people around me and the educated Black people I have in my life. So I do my best to not act like I have all the answers for everything, especially in a culture that I'm not from. But that's why when we decided to raise the money for Black Lives Matter organizations, when we raised $500,000, we got on the phone with some of the women who started Black Lives Matter. I got on the phone with Tamika Mallory. I was on the phone with Karen Civil and talking with my friends to make sure the money went to like the correct places, and people who really need it. It's just about listening. That's all. It's about listening.
Let's talk about that for a moment, because the way I think of activism, for me, it looks very differently. It's not necessarily just protesting on the front lines. I think that's great.
Because they know you don't got friends, so they just add a bot to make you feel good about yourself.
You said you raised money for Black Lives Matter. What did you do? Walk us through everything that you did and how you find yourself in this moment right now.
This live is so boring.
For me, it was 3 years ago. I had like a string of festivals, and I decided that I was going to wear t-shirts with a message on them, because I figured what better time to use a platform than in front of a bunch of people. So one of the t-shirts I wore was if you want to change the system, speak up, white silence is pro-racism, the whole thing. And it didn't really it kind of got swept under the rug back then. But when all this stuff started happening again, and it's been happening, the police brutality against innocent Black people, I was like, man, I'm not the biggest artist in the world, and I certainly don't have the most white fans in the world, but I got a good amount of people that I can definitely mobilize and turn into some money. And I know they're down for the cause because it's merch, it's a good thing. And I've always been outspoken anyway, And so how am I going to be in Black culture and not be outspoken about racism?
And then I got to ask you this.
I don't know, there's told them I marked people. They were still. That was it? The whole 20 minutes was for absolutely nothing.